Let me ask you something. When was the last time you said yes, but everything in your body wanted to say no? Maybe it was a late night call from work. Maybe it was another social obligation that you were too drained to attend. Maybe it was saying yes to your child, to your partner, or parents when your energy was already below zero. If you're like most women, you have been taught that being loving means being available, being kind means being agreeable, that to be liked, you must always say yes. But here's what I know: love without boundaries isn't love, it's performance. And boundaries, real, rooted, embodied boundaries, aren't walls. They are invitations. They say, here's how to love me better. Hey, goddesses, welcome back to another episode of the Goddess Energy. And if it's your first time here, I'm Jaslin, a tech professional, a podcast host, a Woman in Tech Leadership Award winner 2025, and someone who spent years learning how to love and respect myself. This episode is for every woman who has felt stretched, thin, silenced, or stuck trying to be everything to everyone. We are going to do this in 4 parts. First, we will get into why women struggle with boundaries. Then, we will redefine boundaries. Third, we will look into the guilt cycle women face. And fourth, we will look at some scripts to set loving boundaries. I have the chapters linked in case if you want to skip a section. You deserve to feel safe in your own life. Let's begin, ladies. So, first, I want to look at why women struggle with boundaries. Most of us aren't taught boundaries. We were taught be nice, don't make others uncomfortable, keep the peace, be the good girl. So, we became experts at anticipating other people's needs and slowly forgot our own. We said yes when we were tired, we stayed silent when we felt hurt, we overextended, overdelivered, overfunctioned, and we called it love, we called it success, we called it being a good daughter, a good partner, a good friend, and a good employee. But internally, we were drowning in quiet resentment because when you give and give without boundaries, the giving stops feeling like love and starts feeling like pressure. Let me share a story. A few years ago, I was juggling a major client demo, a sick child at home, and a family obligation. I didn't want to disappoint anyone, so I said yes to everything. I showed up, I smiled, I delivered, I supported. But later that night, I cried in the shower, not because I was tired, but because I was erased. I had betrayed myself to be seen as strong, supportive, and as good. And that was the moment I realized every time I abandon myself to please others, I teach them that I don't matter. And that had to stop. So now I want to get into part two of redefining boundaries. Because for too long, boundaries have been misunderstood. Boundaries are not rude, harsh, cold, or punishments. They are not a shutdown or a threat. They are not about cutting people off. Boundaries are clarity, self respect, energy stewardship, and relationship protection. They are a way to say, this is how I can stay connected with you without losing myself. Let me share a practical example. Previously, I never said no to family, even if it's a small thing. This slowly started creeping up as resentment. So finally, I said, I'm tired this time, I will see you next time. It was uncomfortable at first, but here's what happened: my sleep improved, my stress levels went down, and surprisingly, the respect and the relationship went up. Boundaries earn respect, not just from others, but from yourself, because you're no longer sacrificing your peace to prove your worth. And with that, I want to go into part three, which is the guilt cycle all of us women face and how we can break it. And this is the real reason we don't hold our boundaries: guilt. We fear people will think we are selfish, we have changed, we don't care enough. We are afraid of being misunderstood. But here's the truth: you can feel the guilt and still honor your boundary. Because the guilt doesn't mean that your boundary is wrong, it means your conditioning is being challenged. I had to learn this the hard way. There was a period when I started saying no more often. No to weekend social events that drained me, no to extra projects that didn't align. And at first, I felt like I was a bad friend, a bad team player, even a bad woman. But slowly I realized I was becoming a better version of myself. Because when you stop overextending, you stop resenting. When you stop saying yes out of fear, you start saying yes with intention. That's the difference between self sacrificing and self honoring. Guilt is not your guide, alignment is. With that, I want to get into part four, and get practical. I want to give you 5 boundary setting scripts that are rooted, kind, and clear. You can use these as templates and adapt them to your voice and situations. The first one is the overcommitment boundary. Your response can be, I am honored you thought of me. Right now, I don't have the capacity to give it my best. Please keep me in mind for future opportunities. The second one, time boundary. I value our collaboration. To stay focused and present, I step away from messages after 8 p.m. I will review and respond first thing tomorrow. Third, the emotional availability boundary. I want to support you and I want to be in the right headspace to truly listen. Can we connect tomorrow when I've had the time to recharge? And fourth, family boundary. I know you care and I'm grateful for that. I'd prefer to keep this part of my life private right now. Thank you for understanding. Fifth, social boundary. I am protecting some quiet time this weekend. I won't be joining, but I hope you have the best time. Let's plan something next week. When you set a boundary with love, you teach people how to be in a relationship with you long term. Boundaries don't push people away, they show people how to stay connected without causing harm. And if in the process you lose some, that's not your fault. That's on them. Let's close with this. Boundaries are not about control, they are about clarity. They are not about changing people. They are about staying in alignment with yourself. You are not selfish for protecting your energy. You are not difficult for choosing what supports your wellness. You are not cold because you need space. You are a woman who knows that wholeness matters more than approval. You are allowed to say, I matter, my needs are valid, my peace is sacred. So I want to leave you with one question. Where in your life have you been saying yes out of fear instead of yes from alignment? And what would you shift if you gave yourself permission to choose you? If this resonated and there are any real world scenarios that you need help with, do comment and I would love to collaborate with you. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe because the goddess energy is about rising with softness and strength. You are not too much. You are just no longer abandoning yourself. See you soon.